So, from Tom Henderson, exclusive. Ubisoft's plan for the Ubisoft Tencent subsidiary detailed in internal memo. So, again, insider gaming, Tom Henderson absolutely nailing it with the insider information. So, credit where it's due. I know I can't stand the gigantic ad at the bottom of Insider Gaming, but whatever. They are hit or miss with some stories, but Tom Henderson is, like I said, he is like the non-woke version of Jason Schreier. I don't know anything about the guy, but he strikes me as the next generation of Schreier before Schreier went woke. So let's see. The announcement on the new subsidiary was made on March 27th, and thus far, not much detail has been given as to what can be expected moving forward. Officially, we know certain Ubisoft teams and IPs will be moving over to the new subsidiary, but details on what it means for the overall company, its future projects, and employees is currently unknown. On the investor front, Ubisoft stock has fallen a staggering almost 20%. Let's round that up. As of the time of writing, since the subsidiary news hit the internet. And I got to be honest with you guys, I can't believe it hasn't fallen 50%. Because once that subsidiary got announced, anybody who knows anything about anything would realize that Ubisoft proper is worthless. I don't know who is still invested in it because it is worthless. And I'd love to be proven wrong, but I do not see anything, no redeeming qualities of Ubisoft proper. Speaking to one investor who wished to remain anonymous, he said that the stock price drop is a result of the unknown and new structure will work out with Tencent and its cash injection. Another investor casted doubt on the move too, saying the move means little in the medium to long term if there's not more changes to the company. Well, obviously, it's the same people in charge. So why? Oh, a new company that you guys are forming because your last one failed and it's the same people in charge? What's going to be different this time? Oh, you have the successful properties this time. All the failures are leaving behind. So trust me, bro, we're totally not going to drive these ones into the ground. Speaking with employees on the move, over half a dozen tell me that internal communication has been fairly lackluster apart from a few company-wide emails. I'm telling you, I don't know what these people do on a day-to-day basis. It's got to be one of the most depressing companies to work at right now. Nearly 20,000 employees, and the vast majority of them just going to work every day, not even knowing, not even having a game to work on. They just released Shadows. Don't know if they're going to have a job next week. The video game industry is a very weird world. I can tell you from personal experience, when I worked at Sony Online Entertainment and we finished Cash Guns Chaos on the QA team, it was one of those weird vibe situations where we didn't have another game to work on. And we had a team of like 15 or 16 people. And we were going in every day, like working, helping out other teams and piecemealing us out onto different projects that were around the company. But we were just kind of twiddling our thumbs. And I remember I contacted my QA lead and I was like, hey, what's the next step for us here? Because the game finished. What are we doing next? And he took me aside. He's like, hey, like straight up, he told me, he's like, you're one of the good ones. We want to keep you around. That's not necessarily going to be the case for a lot of the other people here. We're in the midst of figuring that out right now, but please keep that between you and I. Now, this was like 17 years ago now at this point. So I think I'm safe at telling the story now. But shortly thereafter, like within the next 7 to 15 days or so, I don't remember exactly, the entire team got let go except for me and I think one other person. I think the rest, I think it was like a 17-person team and 15 people were let go. And they kept me on and they didn't even know what to do with me. They're just like, you're good. We want to keep you. I'm like, cool. What am I doing? So they finally found a place for me. They're like, "Do you want to be a game master for EverQuest?" And I was like, "I don't even know what a game master is." They're like, "Do you play MMOs?" And I'm like, "Not really. No, I've been more of a single player." They're like, "Okay, do you want to learn an MMO?" I'm like, "Absolutely." I'm like, anything to stay at this company because I love video games and I will learn whatever game I need to learn because I really want to keep working here. So they put me initially on EverQuest 2, and then the expansion Echoes of Fadewire. And then I was doing okay with it, picking up on it, learning it. And the team across the way from me was playing on the PlayStation 2. And I remember asking the boss, I was like, "Oh, I didn't know there's a PlayStation 2 version of this game." And they're like, "Well, it's called EverQuest Online Adventures, and it's on the PlayStation 2, but it's kind of like just uh it's a dying thing. It's got like the same people every day. It's we're just keeping it online because it's still making us money, but it's not making us a lot." They're like, "Wait, do you want to work on that team?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, because I'm a console gamer. Give me a controller, buddy. I'm all about that." So they're like, "Okay, well, we actually have an opening on that team, and you want to do it? Have at it, Haas." So then I moved over to the EverQuest Online Adventures team, and I was a game master for that for the next year or so. And it was fun. I have a video on my channel talking about it. You can look Smash JT Game Master on YouTube, and you can actually, if you are so inclined, watch like the details of what a game master actually is. So I did that. And then I realized the reason why I bring this story up, by the way, is because I'm giving you the environment of a dying company. At Sony Online Entertainment, I saw the beginnings of a dying company. Whenever we went on lunch breaks or snack breaks or whatever, it was just this weird dynamic that happened there where the clock would strike noon or whatever time it was. I don't remember exactly. And I'd get up from my desk to go down to the break room and get my food out of the fridge. I'd look across all the computers of everyone at Sony Online Entertainment, and every single person that worked on EverQuest and had free access to EverQuest and had all credentials and everything to play the game switched over to WoW. And they were all playing WoW on their lunch breaks for working on EverQuest. And I'm like, "Damn, that's how you know your company is done. If your own employees are all playing the competitor's game, you, you pack it in. It's not going anywhere." And it was funny. Like back then, I was like, "Damn, you can see the writing on the wall with that one." So yeah, WoW definitely 1,000,000% killed Sony Online Entertainment. And it was one of those, they never really adjusted. They just had a winning formula and thought they could just keep doing that till the end of time. And Blizzard came in and completely stole their lunch. It was crazy. I was telling you about my story because I've worked at a game company that was a dying company. And I know exactly what it's like inside of Ubisoft right now. I know exactly the feeling that these people have because I was there. I was there. I know exactly what they're feeling. Some tell me that they feel like the deal was probably rushed due to the positive negotiating power Ubisoft had following the initial success of Assassin's Creed Shadows. That, I can promise you, is complete bullshit. This is a deal that was probably in the works for months, if not years. It's not they released Assassin's Creed Shadows and rushed to get the deal done. It was probably more of like they had the deal written and they had one of those Mad Libs fill in the blank of where the stats are for the sales initially for it. And then Tencent would pay based off of what the sales were in the first week. Because that way they could gauge the interest and make a educated guess on the tail for the sales of it. So any employees saying that this was rushed don't understand how business works. No, it was not, I can promise you it was not a rushed deal. Tencent did not rush into putting billions of dollars into this. Apprehension on the future becomes more clear after reading the company's emails following the subsidiary announcement. And the latest email obtained by Insider Gaming from the Christophe Derennes paints a clearer picture of why investors and employees are nervous. But in short, it's because Ubisoft doesn't seem to have much of a plan yet. Shocker. Shocker. All right, so here is the leaked email from internally at Ubisoft today. By now, you've all seen the message from Yves, about the decision to create a new subsidiary that encompasses the three biggest Ubisoft brands: Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry. This new entity will remain part of the Ubisoft family and will continue to be operated by us, with Tencent being a minority shareholder. This important decision is a key to turning point for us after the last few difficult years and is an opportunity for Ubisoft. Oh, what's this? Uh-oh. If you work at Ubisoft, we're going to rebuild. Hey, anyone who's ever worked construction, which I have worked construction for 11 years. My dad used to own a construction company. In order to rebuild something, that first step is demolishing. The subtle undertone that is mentioned here that is not said. Rebuilding something involves demolishing what they currently have. What will this mean for us in Zone 1? Certainly, we can expect some major changes in terms of structure and organization. Oh, there it is. Restructure. Ding, ding, ding. Since these three brands compose a significant part of Zone 1's population. For now, what we can say is that once the agreement is finalized and confirmed by legal authorities, our Quebec, Sengway, and Sherbrooke studios will move entirely to the new entity. While our Montreal project, oh God. Hey, all you guys are probably most likely safe. Everyone else will be spread between the new entity. No, you won't. I'm going to press X for doubt on this. No, you won't. Our studios in Toronto, Winnipeg, as well as Red Storm and Blue Mammoth will continue evolving. Evolving. Imagine writing this email. Like, one, are you retarded, or do you think your audience is retarded? Because you probably should just give it to them straight. Because right now, this technical jargon that you're throwing at people, everyone knows what's happening. Don't beat around the bush. These people, many of them have worked for your company for in some cases, probably decades. I think you owe them being honest right now. This is hardly honest. It is still very early in the process, and I know you must have many questions, but the short answer to the what's next question is we need to take the time to figure this out, and the next months will be dedicated to determining the transition. Wow, these people, aren't they all about transitioning? They should embrace a transition. They've been taught this and indoctrinated with transitioning people for years. They should love being transitioned out of the company. I transitioned from being employed to unemployed, but I identify as employed. Step one was this announcement where we shared the decision and kicked off the planning phase. Now, step one, you literally had to announce it. They're acting like they're doing you a favor. Step two will be from now until this summer, where we will work out how to support this new entity with the existing organization. That's bad news, guys. That's bad news. These are puzzle pieces that do not fit in the new puzzle. The new puzzle has been completed. These additional puzzle pieces, there's no place for them to go in it. It's already a perfect square. It was a square puzzle. It's the puzzle pieces are perfectly aligned. These extra jigsaws aren't going anywhere in it. And determine what the new model looks like on both sides. There will be a variety of guided consultations. Oh, look at these words. They get to use these words on themselves now. And discussions over the next few months. And your leaders will be involved as we take this opportunity. It's an opportunity. Oh, the wording is classic. To set up Ubisoft and the new entity for success. Something tells me that new entity is already set up for success. If you set up here, our studios are Quebec, Saguenay, and Sherbrooke studios will move entirely to the new entity. It sounds like you've already figured it out. What do you need to set up the new entity for success? You already have moved the teams over there. Are you going to start trying to ram additional people onto those teams that those teams are already fluid and working and functional? That seems like a gigantic waste of money for a company that's trying to not waste money moving forward. Curious. Step 3 will be the implementation of the new model. Just say you're going to have massive layoffs. Just say it. Say there will be massive layoffs. We are determining right now who's going to stay and who's not. Just give them like the Hunger Games approach to it, or the Squid Games approach. Just say, hey, you may or may not be here. We got to determine that. Well, we're going to play red light, green light, and figure out who gets to stay with a longer period to complete this transition. Of course, there are many things that have not been determined yet, such as who and how we will manage this new entity. You already know that. It's Yves Guillemot, the same person that's in charge of Ubisoft now, is now in charge of that. It's what the shareholders were complaining about. What will happen to the structure we have created around the zone? What will be the impact to the studios and more? Sounds like you already know. While there are many things that will only be defined during the planning process over the next few months, I can assure you that Ubisoft will continue to be a world-class creator of video games, with or without you. And your great ideas and energy will always be a critical part of our success. They really should have added with or without you here. I'm sure you have many questions and no answers yet. Your MDs have just been recently briefed on this announcement, and like me, don't have any more information. Keep you updated, blah, blah, blah. Maximizing contributions. Thank you for your patience and resilience. Living through change is never simple. It's simple if the change is good. Bad change is not simple, though. And this is a big and important one for us and the future of Ubisoft. My ask to you is to keep focusing on what you do best and where you have the biggest impact, making great games that enrich the lives of our players. I'm thankful to be able to count on your cooperation as we move forward together. Imagine working at a company knowing that you're a dead man walking, knowing that you are about to be riffed and laid off. That's got to be a bad feeling. Like, usually when you get laid off, you don't know anything about it and it catches you by surprise. But I'll leave that one there because Ubisoft is completely boned. And now we know it based off of this leaked memo. And again, shout out to Insider Gaming because, yeah, yikes, Ubisoft. Yikes.